guys. So yeah, we're both going to be jumping in this video because one of our programs, the Go program, has some jumping movements in it. We're going to teach you how to jump and land properly. That way you can reduce injury and you can make sure that your joints feel good for your next workout.
Make sure you're not like us. We always fall on our heads on bicycles. Not good.
Yeah, try to be safe in everything that you do.
You might want to wear a helmet.
So Parker and I both are going to display these because our bodies are going to both function a little differently. So one thing that I like to point out in a takeoff position is that as Parker's jumping up, he's flicking his feet down and he's extending all those angles. So his feet, his knees, and his hips are all getting into basically a straightened position at the top of this jump. As he's landing again through his toes and then bending his knees and his hips all simultaneously so that it's loading the body and absorbing the shock from the jump.
I'm gonna go ahead and show you a wrong one too that I see a lot with my clients.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so landing real hard and real jarring is a quick way to injure your lower back or even a knee, a patellar tendon, or a lot of other injuries come from being very abrupt in your landing.
It's traumatic. It's not good on the joints.
Yeah, another one that I see a lot of is you'll see people, they'll stay on their toes, and as they're jumping, they're kind of like landing and balancing on their toes, you know, and they're not coming back down to the heel position.
Well, I would say go ahead and do that again. One thing you can notice is his knees start to go straight past his toes.
Yeah,
right away.
that's probably the biggest indicator of that type of wrong movement pattern.
And then the other thing too, if you're on your toes, you're putting constant tension in your Achilles. And trust me, people that have Achilles tears, it is not a good injury to have. It's a hard one to recover from.
Yeah, the number one way that I see people get injured in training is through plyometric training and not focusing on these proper landing and takeoff mechanics. So take this video, slow it down, pause it, you know, see what you have to do to really understand how not only Parker's feet are moving properly, and I'll show you a proper one too, so that you can get the idea.
Yeah, so he's a little bit shorter
frame individual. Maybe not a smaller frame.
You're not small frame, but
a little shorter individual.
He is shorter, he's not smaller frame.
That was from the side, this is from the front. So the other good point that I really want to point out in this is see how my knees are staying in line with my feet and my hips pretty much. I'm staying in a very active position. You don't want your knees to crash as you're jumping because that can really put your knees at a lot of risk of injury.
So you can see right there, if you're at an angle, your knees are doing this, you're gonna have a lot of shear force, so just pushing them in, that is exactly how people will tear a meniscus, ACL.
The other one in that same note is the knees pointing out. You don't want to ride like a cowboy on these either, so you want to make sure that your body's in a good stable position. Again, feet should be slightly wider than hips, but not wider than shoulders on these. Squatting down, taking off through the toes, landing back through the toes, into the knees, into the hips.
I'll go ahead and show a lanky frame in this one too. So I'll take my toes out a little bit for these. When I jump, I do have my legs are definitely wider, but that is because I have longer legs. So you'll see a big difference in our form here. But on that note, if you have any questions about takeoff landing mechanics, if you're doing the Go program, please let us know if you're having trouble with it. We can't see what you're doing, so you're gonna have to ask us if you're experiencing any injury or anything. Yeah, shoot a video for any of these assessments and such, and you can ask us any questions and see if you're moving properly, and we'll give you feedback. And even if you're not doing our program, send them our way. We love to help people. That's why we're doing this.
Hey, as always, thanks a ton, and we'll see you on the next video.